Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis and this is Bacon and Backpacking. This is episode 1 of our through hike of the Centennial Trail in the Black Hills of South Dakota. We ended up spending 8 days on trail and covered about 140 miles total. There were a lot of firsts for us on this trip, guys, so be sure to watch to the end and subscribe to see the next 6 days. Right now we're in Wind Cave, which is known for a bunch of bison. So I'm really hoping that we get to see some bison from a safe distance. Should make for some very good hiking and some very good views for you guys watching at home. But yeah, this is kind of like one of those things where we just, I wanted to do it. I wanted to get one under my belt because we're thinking about doing the JMT next year. So I'm like, well, hey, let's go ahead and do a 130-mile hike before we do, a 200-plus mile hike. And see how this one goes and learn some lessons. So yeah, guys, wish us luck. We're actually adding some additional mileage to the trail as well. We're going to be going through Elk Wilderness, spending the night there, seeing some cool rock formations up there. There's really cool like fire tower lookout type of deal up there. It's like a stone fire tower. So we're gonna go check that out, and then the next day go visit Mount Rushmore, because guys, Mount Rushmore is like not even a mile off of the Centennial Trail. There's some other cool stuff too. We'll be going past Fort Meade, we'll be walking past Sturgis. That Sturgis, yeah, the biker rally Sturgis. So pretty cool trail, guys. Guys, I'm super excited because this is our first trip out west where I actually brought my hammock. I'll be able to hammock every night here. That's gonna be awesome. I sleep so much better in a hammock, so I'm really excited about that. It's actually one of the reasons I chose this. And as the videos go on, guys, I want to make a series out of this. As the videos go on, I'll put some information in here on how to plan your own trip, because one of the appeals is this is a very easy first through hike to do. Okay, planning's easy. You can pretty much disperse camp almost anywhere. The logistics, aren't super difficult. And we actually drove out here from Ohio, so 18.5-hour drive. It's probably going to take us until day 2 to get our trail legs, because we've just been cooped up for like 2 days. It was a brutal drive, but yeah, guys, glad to be back out in the scenery. Right up there, you can probably see him, sir. Could you step to the left just a hair? Thank you. Yep, right up there. Probably hard to see if you're watching on the phone, but that is our first bison. So there are quite a few of them out here. There's about 2,000 between Custer State Park and Wind Cave National Park. So we're gonna give him a wide berth. He's right up there towards the trail. Straight up that way, so we're gonna veer way over here. Yeah, don't be the tourist that's trying to pet the forbidden cow over there. I'll probably get us close enough to maybe get like a decent shot of them, right? But we're not gonna come within even probably much more than 100 yards of them. So I'll set the tripod up here just so you guys can take a look at him, but then we're gonna loop way around him. Oh yeah, he's looking right at us. Yeah, that's on 9 zoom too, by the way, guys, so you can see how far away I am. But yeah, he's looking right at us, so he's real far away though. So we're gonna go ahead and go way around him, give him a very wide berth, and continue on. All right, so after a brief bison detour, we are back on the Centennial Trail and moving in the right direction. How do you feel about your first bison encounter, Sarah?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're pretty big, man. We started at the southern terminus at the Norbeck Dam trailhead, and we are hiking northbound to Bear Butte State Park, and that is where we will end the hike. At the northern terminus there, we're going to summit Bear Butte. And then you guys see all those mounds of dirt there? We are in a prairie dog colony right now. Probably hear them. I just realized in the last clip the microphone was facing the wrong direction, but I'm sure you can hear them now. There's one back this way too. They're funny, dude. Just chirping away. But yeah, there's we just walked through a field of them a couple minutes ago. We're doing it again, so I think we're gonna be serenaded here for the foreseeable future by prairie dogs. This is proving to be a eventful start to the hike. I mean, we're only a little less than 5 miles in, and we just stopped to, drop packs for a second, take a break, and as soon as we started going again, we got all these prairie dogs and stuff. But as you guys can see, there's a couple of bison getting ready to head us off up here. I'll get you a better shot of them, but they're kind of moving right towards the trail, so we're gonna end up probably skirting around that way away from them. I see a parking lot and I see cars, so I do believe we're getting ready to exit Wind Cave National Park and enter Custer State Park. Now, don't quote me on this, look it up, because I didn't research it heavily because we're not camping here, obviously, but I'm pretty sure you can disperse camp most of this first 6 miles here. But then once you cross over into Custer State Park up here, you cannot. You can only camp at designated campgrounds. So that basically leaves you 2 options in Custer. You either stop at about the 14-mile mark at a horse camp, or you push another 2 miles, making it 16 total, to what's called the, I believe it's the French Creek Natural Area. And you drop, some cash in a box, and it's kind of like a self-register thing. So that's what we're doing. So we're doing 16 miles today. We're pushing out of Wind Cave, pushing into Custer, going to go all the way through French Creek Horse Camp and to the natural area. Well, so far, very pretty scenery as we leave Wind Cave behind. It doesn't have like the wow factor of some of the stuff we've done, like you went to Highline in Utah or Ray Lakes in California, but it's just steadily, just pretty the whole way. There's nothing like crazy about it, but I'm enjoying it. By the way, if you're new here, guys, go ahead and check those out. We've got 4 videos on the channel of some big hikes from Utah and California. Definitely worth checking out if you guys like doing week-long trips. A little bit over 8 miles in. Gonna stop here real quick in the shade. Although, I don't think we need it right now. It's starting to get pretty overcast and there's some wind blowing in. I hope it's not about to rain, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're about halfway through for the day, so take a little break and then finish the other 8. All right, everybody, we are Oscar Mike again. Took a little siesta there. Not too long, probably like 20-25 minutes. Feel a lot better. You guys know how it is. Day 1 on trail, haven't backpacked in 2 months. 2 days in the car, you know, 18.5-hour drive, some stuff's tight. You know, you always don't feel good that first day, so we just took a little bit of a break. But I mean, it's about 1:40, and we're already about 8.5 miles in, so like you said, we just have a little over 16. So we're gonna push up to the horse camp up here, probably fill up our water and stuff up there, use the restroom, and then, you know, only 2 miles till camp. This is the first real climb of the trip. It takes more than a couple minutes, so by no means the worst I've done, but also best view of the trip so far. But man, it's pretty out, almost at the top. Time for a little trivia. So as I mentioned earlier, we are in the Custer State Park. Anybody know who that's named after? General George Armstrong Custer. If you guys remember, you know, what he was famous for, go ahead and put in the comments down below. And then bonus round, if anybody knows the birthplace of General Custer, go ahead and put that down in the comments below. Bet nobody gets that one. Sarah, do you know? Sarah doesn't know. So I happen to know where the birthplace of General Custer is, which would probably be a, you know, pretty obscure fact to almost anybody else. But it's a little town called New Rumley, Ohio, and that's where I grew up. So that's how I know that. It's pretty much the only thing in the village. I think there's a church and then a monument to General Custer, and that's about it. Should be less than a mile away from French Creek Horse Camp, so looking forward to filling up some water there, using the facilities, and then camp looks like it's, you know, maybe another mile and a half past that. Nothing crazy, so we should be rolling into the horse camp here very shortly, rearm and refuel and get back at it, finish this thing off. It's already 5 o'clock, so you know, getting kind of late, but you know, we didn't hit the trail till about 9 a.m. this morning, except all the, you know, shuttling and everything like that. So we'll be starting earlier, pretty much, well, yeah, every day of the trip after this. We'll be starting at least an hour, if not 2 earlier. All right, guys, we made it to French Creek Horse Camp. So I want to show you guys just a couple of things that we're eating. So I only had 2 liters of water today for 15.5 miles is what we're at right now, and it's not incredibly hot, but it's hot enough, right? That is not enough water for me. So we're here. There is potable water over by the bathrooms. There are flush toilets here, so we're taking advantage of that. Got some elements, got some tortillas and got some tuna packets, so I'll make a wrap real quick. And we're gonna eat this, use the restroom and everything, and then we're not sure. They said we can camp for free down here, so we might do that. But our original plan was to push about another mile and a half to the natural area down there. So I'm not sure which one we're gonna do yet. We might just stop here tonight. We'll see. All right, guys, kind of show you what we got going on here. So again, this is the French Creek Horse Camp, and as you can see, it's primarily for people that have horses and stuff like that, but they will let you stay down here if you hike up. They let us stay for free. We didn't even have to pay, but we'll go into this a little bit more, guys, in future episodes for this trip. But Sarah is in the Dan Durston X-Mid 2 Plus Pro. So that's her tent, going to be very spacious tonight, given the fact that I'm going to be separate in the hammock, but she has the Nemo tensor pad, and I believe that's actually a 0-degree war bonnet quilt, and there's her pillow and stuff like that. She is carrying all of her gear in the Outdoor Vitals CS40. And then I am stoked, guys, because this is the first trip I got to do out west, where I got to bring this bad boy. So for those of you who've been around the channel for a while, you'll know what this is. So that is the War Bonnet Blackbird, and I did bring 40-degree quilts with me for this trip because it's not supposed to get any lower than probably about 45, 46. So I've got my 40 degrees there, and then the tarp right there is the Hammock Gear Dyneema tarp with doors. But yeah, there's kind of like a little backpacker area down here for the thru hikers. And then we're going to eat down there on a picnic bench. Now, just be aware, guys, there are no, food lockers or anything like that. And it's really hard with these evergreens down here to find something that's suitable to, hang 5 days of food. So I don't know if you can see all the way up here. Yeah, you can see my lion hanging right there. So we're going to eat down here at the picnic table, and then we're gonna go hang our food up there, and it is what it is, but we'll at least be safe from any rodents, raccoons, stuff like that. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's probably after 7 o'clock, so Sarah's up in the restroom, and we're gonna eat here pretty soon and off to bed here in not too long. Get up early, and got about another 17 or so miles tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is day number 2 on the Centennial Trail. Put in about 15 and a half yesterday. Had about 15 and a half on the books for today as well. We will be leaving Custer State Park and entering Elk Wilderness. But I think first, it's time for us to do a backpacking first for Sarah and Travis here. And there's a little spot called Legion Lake, and apparently they do like breakfast and pancakes and stuff like that for thru hikers. So it's on the way. I think we're going to swing in there and just check it out. Maybe grab some pancakes. We had a light breakfast, just some bars and macadamias. So looking forward to some more beautiful hiking out here, guys. This trail's been amazing so far, but we'll see how long we spend at Legion Lake, because I'd kind of like to put in, maybe an extra mile or 2 today, so we'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out some more awesome views. I mentioned it yesterday. This is an easy, I'm not saying it's like easy, hiking like it's a cakewalk, but it's like easy from a logistics standpoint to do the Centennial Trail. Like I said, I kind of brought that up yesterday. Really the only concern out here is actually, the viability of like the creeks and streams and stuff like that. As you guys saw, we just passed up French Creek, which from what I have seen and read is reliable year-round, and I believe it because mostly everything else out here is dried up. Today's September 1st, and French Creek's still running good. You can rock hop it in both places that we crossed it, but probably not in the spring when it's much higher. record a little trail update here as the sun hits the black hills behind me while we wait on Sarah here. Big hills I usually go and then let her take it at her own pace. There's no point in trying to force somebody to be miserable, right? But I'll tell you guys what, man, it's been a 30-minute climb. So while these may not have the wow factor of a 13,000 footer or something like that, like a alpine mountain, there's elevation out here. I don't recall off the top of my head, but I believe 20,000 feet over the 130 miles. So not super hard, but there's some spots where, I mean, you gotta earn it, man. We're briefly jumping off of the CT. There's a road right up here, Badger Clark Road, I can see it. We're just gonna take that road into Legion Lake from the south side and also see the Badger Clark Memorial. Well guys, this is a bacon and backpacking first. We're at Legion Lake and figured we'd grab a late breakfast, and I am staying true to the name. There's bacon right there for all you that always call me out on that. It seems like everywhere we go on this trail, there's a buffalo blocking the path. This is the way we gotta go. I'll get him on video here real quick. Alright, we're gonna go around him. He's pretty close, but he's completely unbothered by all these cars, but we're still gonna go around him. Oh man, as you can probably hear, second substantial climb of the day. One right out of camp, and then one right after all that food, but you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So we're at the top. We'll wait for the others to pick up here, and looks like as soon as we got to the top, we're gonna start going down it. So while we're cruising along here, could do a little bit of story time. So last night we camped at French Creek Horse Camp there with two other guys, and one of them had done the AT before. The other, through hiked the whole thing. Other one seemed like he was, kind of new to it. But then today at Legion Lake, when we stopped there, we rolled up, we saw some, big packs and some trekking poles there, and there's a older couple. Did we even catch their name, Sarah?
No,
I think the lady's name was Martha. I didn't catch the guy's name because we were just, talking the whole time. But, their retirement age, every bit of, 60 at least. And he's also through hiked the whole AT. And, I've been saying this is like a beginner trail. This is his fourth time attempting to through hike the Centennial Trail. They got snowed on in May, like late season snow one time. One time his wife got debilitating blisters, and I forget what the other thing was. So, you know, point being, guys, like, I would say this is like a beginner-friendly through hike as far as like logistics and stuff like that. But like I said, it's not a walk in the park. And then John, the guy that shuttled us, he says his pull rate from this trail is about 48%. So 48% of the people that step off get off the trail without completing it. So you definitely still need to have some hiking under your belt. You definitely need to be in shape still. And you do have to understand the logistics, mainly the water. But overall though, you know, there's no permit system, anything like that. So it's a fairly easy trail to access for like a first through hike, which is why we're here. After about a 20-25 minute break, back on trail. I think we only have probably 8 miles or less left today. And that'll get us to where we're supposed to be at the end of day 2 and make up for the, you know, mile we stopped short yesterday. So that'll put us right on track. I think we're gonna just do, you know, the mileage that I had planned today, and then maybe make tomorrow the day that we start adding additional mileage, because I don't remember if I told you guys, but I'm gonna slightly change the last day. We had the last day at 15 miles, and I'm trying to cut it down to maybe 10 or so we can get out quicker and go see some other stuff on the drive back from the trip. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, time to beat feet again. A little bit of the black hills over the shoulder here. This plateau has been like one of my favorite stretches of the trail so far. It's just wide open, exposed. We've got great weather so far on the trip. Hope it stays that way. Figured, you know, something will go wrong in 8 days, but so far, been lucky. So cross your fingers that it remains this way. But yeah, we're pushing towards Black Elk Wilderness. Shouldn't have too much further until we get there, and then we're gonna split off of the Centennial Trail and kind of go do our own thing for a couple miles. Took another short break, walking back to the trail as we speak. Should have something like 4.5-5 miles left for the day, but we're gonna be kind of over by Iron Creek is where we're thinking about camping. I was kind of looking at the map, and if we climb up out of Iron Creek, there's a plateau up there that might be more suitable, you know, for some better campsites. So we'll make a judgment call when we get there, but we might push another 3/4 of a mile past today's, you know, planned mileage, and that'll put us about a mile ahead, which is good because, like I said, I'm trying to, you know, get about 5 miles ahead. So, but anyways, guys, we're gonna be crossing into Iron Creek Horse Camp here in a few miles. Not sure what the facilities are like there, but I imagine they have a bathroom and probably a water spigot. So we'll probably take a short break in there just to grab some water and stuff before making the final push to the campsite tonight. All right, guys, and you can kind of see our progress here. So we started at the Norbeck Dam Trailhead, and French Creek Horse Camp is where we stayed at last night, and we're coming up on the Iron Creek Horse Camp. Now, the difference is the CT keeps going up this way towards Mount Rushmore. You can't see it on here, but we're going to be moving through the wilderness kind of this way, camping somewhere up here tonight. Cathedral spires are in here, Harney Fire Tower's up here, and then we'll be cutting again across another trail down here and down to Rushmore tomorrow. But as you can see, we are entering the Black Elk Wilderness, and we'll be spending about 2 days here. We gotta get moving. It's about 4:30 in the evening. It gets pretty dark around here around 7:30, and we are not done yet. So we are departing Iron Creek Horse Camp. Basically all we did was just like stop real quick to air out our feet. Like, I have no blisters, no hot spots or anything, but I felt something in my shoe, so I got that out. There are pit toilets back here, no bougie flush toilets like we had this morning, and also no potable water. Iron Creek does run through the camp, and it is viable right now, but we're going to opt to just keep about the half-liter piece we have on us right now, because we're crossing Iron Creek again further upstream, and we're gonna fill up there. I'm gonna try to enjoy carrying a little bit lighter of a pack for the rest of this hike. Yeah, if we decide to camp up on that plateau, I'm probably carrying 4 liters up that hill, so I'm gonna enjoy that half-liter carry right now. I think we messed up a little bit. This is the current trail. Haven't really been recording much in Black Elk Wilderness. There's a stream running through here. That's where we plan on getting water. Haven't seen any place to camp for at least over an hour. Like, it's been, very overgrown. Yeah, it's getting pretty late in the day, as you can kind of tell from the angle of the sun there. So we got to scoop up this water and decide what we're gonna do. So this is how backpacking goes, guys. So we've been in this wilderness area for probably 2.5 hours. Haven't seen a single place to camp yet. Most of it was, overgrown, crazy bad. And then, as you can see, we get to this part where it's opening up a little bit more, but all the trees are tiny, because I think this is like an old burn area or something, and all the trees are tiny. And even though it's flat, it's still thick. So, the search goes on. we have probably less than an hour daylight left, and it's just nothing, man. So who knows how far we're gonna have to go until we find something suitable. Hopefully you guys can see it on my face. There's a spot for one tent back here, and I haven't even looked at where I'm putting the hammock, but there's big enough trees that we can make it happen. It's 7 o'clock. We'll talk about it more later, man, but dude, the whole drive in here, I was like, man, look how open the forest is. It's all pine forest. The first 30 miles, like, wow, look how open it is. You could camp anywhere here. And you could, like, an hour and a half of the driving all around here, all open forest. All the hiking, open forest, and then right before we, get to the end of the day, man, it's just, you can, here, I'll spin it around. But yeah, man, it's just been stuff like, just, dense wilderness. It's nothing particularly, not like I haven't seen it before, but it's just, what are the odds that you go that long, hours and hours and hours without like a flat spot or anything like that. But we're gonna figure this out. I don't see any widowmakers or anything. That guy's bent, but he's alive, and he's not real big anyway, so I don't really care. But yeah, I guess, Sarah, is this going to be your home right here? All right, and then I'll find somewhere to hang. But yeah, guys, may not record a ton tonight, man, because holy crap. And, we're beating ourselves up, too. We're too early in this hike for that. And, we exerted way more than we planned on. It's not great, but, good night's sleep could fix everything, so we'll see. Well, guys, I told you there wouldn't be too much footage tonight. I'd be lying if I said that it was a great night. It's my birthday, by the way. Sarah just reminded me that. But, yeah, it took us a while to get everything put away, eat food, and hang everything up. And, it's probably about 9 o'clock. So, yeah, got to get some sleep and then big climb first thing in the morning. All right, everybody, I think it's time to wrap up episode 1. First of all, I just wanted to thank everybody for watching to the end, and if you guys like the video, go ahead and do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. It helps the video in the algorithm, and also subscribe to the channel because I'll be releasing at least another 2, maybe 3 more episodes to cover the rest of this trip. I'm going to go ahead and leave a couple of resources down in the description box for you guys. The first one is going to be a link to my pack wizard, so if you guys want to see, what gear I brought along for 8 days on trail, I'll go ahead and link that down below. The second resource is going to be a link to the GPX file. Basically, you guys can download that. It's going to show you the route that we took. It's going to show you, where we marked all the water sources, our campsites, things like that. It'll help you plan your own trip. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.